Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I'll fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah.
Alright, it's yet another day messing with the Foxbody. It does drive and shift the gears, but it does not run very good. When I messed with it, I pulled all the plugs out, went ahead and pulled all that one side, they looked decent. I pulled all three of them out of this side, got to the back one, and noticed it was real sooty. It looked like it hadn't been running on the actual fuel or wasn't no fire. So I went to Napa, bought, I was open, but bought a cheap, I think it was $41 for a cheap coil. Got it, put it in there, it did not help. I figured for sake of argument, I went ahead and did a compression test. Did by myself, I just zip tied it up so I could see if it was windshield. But it actually has 175 pounds of compression. So it has good compression, it has a brand new coil. The only other thing I can think of now, either there's an electrical issue with the fuel injector, or the damn fuel injector is just clogged up or dirty or just no good from just being old. So I'm gonna pull the injector out. I might just try to put my noise light on and actually noise light the actual, make sure the injector's actually firing before I get too far and tear everything apart. Just give me a few minutes, I'll kind of go from there and see what I can figure out. Alright, after checking the compression, I'm going to go ahead and check the actual, make sure it actually has pulse for the injectors. Couldn't find my old noise light, so I actually went ahead and made one from scratch. Essentially just a blinker light, just a wire, and I took pins out of another actual harness, just so you have the little pins that'll fit in your injector clip. But for after like 5 minutes, some tape, I just soldered it so I don't have to ever worry about the connections in the middle getting loose, and it's just a bulb. So you go over here, physically plug it in to the injector clip. So basically, just plug it in, have somebody crank the car over, or you can do it yourself. I did mine long, so I can do it myself. I physically have it just like sits up on my cow. So when I cut it over, if the light bulb don't go off, you have no injector pulse. But I already went ahead and did this, and it does have injector pulse. So the next culprit will be a bad injector, which obviously I went ahead and pulled the fuel rail off, and obviously it's up here, it's a Holly fuel rail. But obviously, these three are the ones that are in there. This is the one I pulled out. Obviously, it's different. The old injector, I don't know if it was bad physically. It could be dirty. I'm not 100%. But I had an extra set of injectors in the other motor, so this was a lot simpler just to pop one in. If it don't fix it, it wasn't that. It only took me like maybe 10 minutes to change it out, so whatever. Guess give me a few minutes. I'm going to go over here, put it in, plug everything back in, and kind of go from there and see what we got. Alright, this is like maybe a half hour later. I've been literally put the fuel rail on, got it all hooked up, started kind of tightening wires up, make sure everything was ready. Found out one of my injector wires, I guess when I did my intake last time, I think I had flipped the wires, or I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I didn't do it wrong, but it's possible, so that's what I'll find out. But I got the intake, the cover for the intake on there. I got all the coils hooked back up, the injectors on the other side hooked back up. I went ahead and turned the light on. Kind of hid the injector wire underneath, so it's kind of more hidden. I mean, last time it was kind of jumping on the way. And I also took the big clusterfuck of wires I had from the Foxbody's actual stock harness. I took the factory harness and the actual computer out. Somebody ended up actually needing it, so it was easier to take the big cluster out of my car. This big box of stuff was obviously the stock computer and the harness. All this was under my actual, well, obviously the computer wasn't, but the harness was under my actual or the thing. Kind of figured it was easier to show it and try to explain it. But it was a jumble of wires. There's probably 10 foot of wire, plugs, and everything I didn't need. Until everything was done, I didn't want to pull anything out. So now everything runs and drives. I'm gonna start to eliminate all the odd shit out of the car I don't need. Like, if it don't need it, it's probably gonna get deleted out of the car. So, I guess give me a few more minutes. I'm gonna go inside, take a break, and I'm gonna come back out here, get some more stuff done. Alright, I got a few more things done. I went ahead and took the nitrous bracket off I had. It was just some old crap I found. This one actually is part of the Mustang. Down below where I'm pointing, there actually was a bracket for both sides of the car, like right about there. That's where they used to hang. I repurposed it and took it and made it a nitrous bracket. Now it's extra solid, so saves time. I went ahead and cleaned up more stuff around here. Got the coolant lines a little better. Got the regulator mounted a little better. Still need to make a battery bracket, but this is actually out of my WRX, so I'm not really worried about it. I'm going to get a bigger, nicer battery than actually make a bracket for it. I did go ahead and take my exhaust off. It was hitting the bottom of my fender. I'm going to tell from this side. Try this side. But I marked it. It actually clears it, so now it's actually... Because before, it sounded like a damn... dinner bell chiming, fucking smacking it. But it sounded like the motor was going up, but it's way better. It was just the damn exhaust tapping. So, on that, I went ahead and heat wrapped up where it's close and kind of got that last minute stuff done before I try to start it up and drive it anywhere. Just cross your fingers, make sure this actually fixes it, because half the time stuff doesn't always work out. So, let me see what it does. Alright, it came out the garage pretty nice. It does seem to run way better. So I went ahead and topped it off the fuel. I was going to the bottom for the sake of argument, but I don't like blowing up where I can actually drive down the road one good time, so I'm going to leave that alone. But I'm going to go inside. This says like over 100 degrees. I think it's like 101 today. It is hot, like terrible, like muggy hot. So let me go inside, let it cool down a little bit. Hopefully in a few minutes or an hour or two it'll cool down. Then I'll try to take it for a ride, actually under power versus on like 5 cylinders or however the hell it was running on. So I guess give me a few minutes and I'll be right back. I figured if I went inside, I did look, I did smell something. The valve cover is leaking a little teeny bit onto the header, so I think tomorrow I'm going to see how much the valve cover gasket is. Shouldn't be too much. Well, prices used to be, so you don't know about now. But I think I'm going to stop here, guys. Have a good day. Alright, let's get back from taking a quick ride. It definitely is fixed. Definitely sounds like an old jacked up Chevy pickup, but obviously the motor came out of a Chevy and it just has straight pipe, so it kind of sounds like a straight pipe Chevy. So worst case scenario, I'm probably going to make some headers probably in the next week or two, so y'all probably see a new video coming out with some aftermarket headers. I probably have to like cut and fabricate the fit or move the brake booster or something of that nature, or move the brake lines, or however I have to do it. But I'll kind of take y'all along for the ride next time. So until next time, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment. Have a good day.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good. Fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah.